I'm asking because I'm genuinely curious. Have you actually seen a pumpkin in real life before? Who hasn't seen a pumpkin in real... What? Do I look like the sort of rat that hasn't seen a pumpkin in real life before? I'm genuinely curious as well. What? What? Is that the kind of impression I give? He makes a good point. What? Yes, yes! Probably because you're from Australia. Do you think Australia doesn't have pumpkins? What? What? It's a me thing. What? You're a massive Zoomer. I just assumed I'm the only one. Just because... Okay, here's the thing. I'm actually quite knowledgeable in everything else apart from internet culture. Okay? I might not know a lot about internet culture, but I know a lot of other things. Okay? I just didn't grow up with internet culture. I grew up studying the blade. I grew up learning music. I grew up cooking. I just didn't grow up with internet. Movies aren't internet culture. That's media culture. I just don't know a lot of media culture. Okay? But you don't know Hannah Montana, Tony Hawk. That's all media culture. I just didn't grow up online. One, because I was kind of scared. One, I didn't really have a lot of time. And by the time that I actually had access to the internet, I was already told so many things about how the internet was dangerous. So I got kind of scared of the internet. So it's about time you clarify this, TBH. Do people... Okay, I know that it's like a meme that people have been saying I'm a Zoomer. And part of it is because I am, I guess, a Zoomer. I'm a bit young. I don't know a lot of olden references. But the reason why I don't know things... A lot of the things that... If you look back on everything that I don't know, that I haven't known, it's all been media culture. Something related to media, if it's a show, a movie, a game... Those are the things that I don't know. And that's because when I grew up, when I was younger, Mama Rat put me in a lot of extracurricular activities. So I never had the opportunity to kind of surf the internet for hours at a time. My schedule as a little young rat was kind of crazy. Wait, have I said this before? I don't think I've said this before. What did my younger rat schedule look like? So... I had school 6 hours every day, which is, you know, from Monday to Friday. You've never mentioned it? Okay, let me explain. Monday to Friday was school, obviously, right? 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Very, very normal, right? And then most days before school, I would have to get to school early around like 8 or 7:30 because I would have either a music thing, like a music rehearsal, or a dance rehearsal, or a fitness thing that I had to do. So I was pretty much at school early on, yeah. Monday after school, what did I have? Monday after school was dance. Tuesday after school was swimming. Wednesday after school was Wednesday after school was tutoring. Thursday after school was tutoring. Friday after school was either music or another dance. Saturday was tutoring and piano lessons. And then Sunday was also tutoring. So as you can see, I was very busy as a young child. I'm sensing a theme here. Yeah, so a lot of the times when I was online, it would be like after dinner time, but then I also had to sleep early. So a lot of, like, when I'm talking about my younger rat days, I also didn't know how to use the internet, right? Because I was never taught. So the most I did was watch YouTube. I watched YouTube of like... What did I watch? I don't even know. I watched like makeup tutorials. And then... After that short while, once I got into my toony phase, that's when I started watching anime. So my night times was just... I just watched anime. And then I went to bed. Because Rat would watch anime, and I would just watch anime with her. That's all I did. And then by the time I knew how to quote-unquote surf the internet, I was already told so many things of how the internet was dangerous. So I was kind of scared. So I stuck to my makeup videos and my anime. That's all I did. I never had Twitter. I never had anything. I didn't have Twitter until like a proper Twitter until I joined Hololive. So that's why I don't know anything. Okay, when it comes to media, I don't know much because that's not what I grew up with. I grew up with makeup tutorials, lifestyle videos, cooking videos, and anime. That's all I did as a child. That's all I did. Yeah. Does that explain why I don't know anything? Probably. Any gacha games? No. You know, the very first time, I'm gonna be completely honest. I've never spent money on a game until 3 years ago. On a phone, I've never spent money on an app until 3 years ago, where I decided to purchase an app for public transport. I've never spent money on a game. Even though I had my own money technically, you know, from like part-time jobs, I just grew up with, why would I spend money on games? It doesn't make any sense. That's just how I was brought up. Because Mama Rat would be like, why? And I'm like, good question. I don't know why. So all the games that I played on my phone back in the day, I didn't have internet back in the day. Remember back in the day, you know, you don't have these phone plans. I used to have a prepaid card at 2 gigabytes a month. So what can I do with 2 gigabytes, okay? And the 2 gigabytes was there just for emergency situations, you know. And now I'm a Dominator gun. Because of that, I didn't really use my phone much. A lot of the games that I played on my phone were free games. And I was kind of sad because I remember I used to play. What was the game called? What was that rhythm game called? Cyrus? You know, you have to wait for that 30 seconds. It was so annoying. You know how many times I wish I could pay for the ad-free version and not wait that 30 seconds? Citus. Sorry, not Cyrus. Citus. I wanted to skip the 30 seconds, but then I would have to pay. So I didn't. I waited through every single game ad. Because then, you know, because even to me, I couldn't come up with the plausible excuse to go to Mama and be like, Mama, I want to spend money on game. And she'll be like, why? And I'm like, you asked such a good question, ma'am. I don't know why. That's why I don't know anything. I hope that explains more. I just spent my childhood touching a lot of grass. Learning a lot of things. And now it's my job! So ironic. I'm knowledgeable, just not in memes. Yeah. In summary, yes, I have seen a pumpkin. You also studied Japanese at that time, right? Well, yeah, I studied Japanese pretty much like half my entire like education career, I suppose. Because it was like with school as well. Don't worry, I'll teach you. Koseki Bijou! Koseki Bijou! Please teach me. I hope... What day of the week was Japanese study? Japanese study was... Oh, Japanese study was sometimes on a Wednesday or on a Thursday. Well, technically that's counted as tutoring, so it was Thursday. Extra Japanese lessons was on a Thursday, I remember. I just remember there was a time in my life I started doing so many random things. Like, I was part of like the wind percussion group at school because I decided I wanted to learn how to play a xylophone. I don't know why. It's not called a xylophone. It's the big wooden ones. You play like a xylophone, but it's like wooden. I don't know why. I just decided I wanted to learn how to do it. You're a percussionist? Yeah. Marimba! Is it called marimba? I don't know. Yeah, I know how to play a marimba. I know how to play drums. I know how to play a triangle. See, this is what I'm saying. I know how to do a lot of weird things. Half of it was Mama Rat wanted me to learn how to do different things. She's the one who put me in swimming and dance and piano and stuff like that. But there were a lot of other things that I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. I want to learn how to do it. That's what I did. How did you avoid internet stuff around fellow band nerds? No one talked about the internet. I don't know. I wasn't surrounded by people who talked about the internet. I don't remember what we used to talk about. Actually, you know what? I was always the one in groups where even if they were talking about the internet, I didn't know what they were talking about. So I just kind of sat there in silence and nodded. Nothing has changed. I remember back in... Oh my god, when was this? I think this was around the Toonie age, right? This was when League... I think I've talked about this before, but this is when like League popped up and started becoming really popular. All my friends started playing League, but I had a really old laptop that was used for like work, so I couldn't run League. So I was the only one who couldn't play League. But everyone would always talk about League, and I would never know what was going going on? So you know what I did? I put on my earphones and I started listening to my anime music and I stared out the bus window. That's all I did. Everyone started talking about League and I didn't know what was going on. So you know what? I just nodded and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Put on my earphones and I stared out the window with my tuning music. Do you think it's time that I learned how to play League properly? Do you think I can join them now?